So if I let us take an example of maximization case, like I'm just writing some example girls, like x1 plus x2, subjective constraints we will be having. So same, I'm just using x1 plus x2 is less than or equal to 2. x1 plus x2 is greater than or equal to 3. x1 plus x2 is equal to 4. I'm just taking this example. If let us take this is our LPP model in simplex algorithm. So now these are some rules which we will be using the table which I showed on the top. If it is less than case, we will be adding a slack. If it is greater than case, we will subtract surplus and add artificial variable. If it is equal to, we will just add artificial variable. There is a simplex algorithm which I'll be showing now, like in our next slide when we are going. But first, I'll just show you the conversions and how these are the coefficients of these slack, surplus, artificial variables when it is shown in the simplex form. Now this will be the question which will be given to us. Okay, girls, are you all following? Now I'm just showing you the simplex form. We need to first convert your given LPP model into simplex form. So first maximization function, I'll just leave it as it is. I'll show you how it will be modified. Okay, x1 plus x2 till here I'm just writing. Now see subjective constraints. Listen carefully girls, these are very, very important in your second unit. So this conversion is very, very important. So first x1 plus x2 is less than. When it is less than symbol, we are supposed to add slack. Okay, there are two different terms girls. Slack is there, surplus is there. Both we denote it with S only. Okay, as this is the first equation, I am just representing it to be as S1. Add slack, less than symbol, add slack, so plus S1 is equal to 2. Then second equation, x1 plus x2, now we have greater than symbol. So when it is greater than symbol, minus surplus and artificial variable. So as I told you, surplus is also denoted with S only. They both are denoted with S and artificial variable is denoted with A. So because they are denoted with S, I'll just, as S1 already came, I'm naming it as S2. But how to recognize what is slack and what is surplus is, slack is having a positive sign, surplus is having a negative sign. That is the only difference. By looking at the equation, you can easily identify what is slack and what is surplus based on the negative and positive signs. If it is a positive sign, we call it to be as a slack. And if it is a negative sign, we call it to be as surplus. So minus surplus and plus artificial variable. As artificial variable is coming for the first time, I'm naming it as A1. And then third equation is x1 plus x2 equal to, when it is equal to, just add artificial variable plus A already 1 came, A2 is equal to 4. So this is how you will be converting a given LPP model into a simplex. Okay, I didn't show objective function. Now the coefficients of this. So if there is a slack, the coefficient of this will be 0 into S1. So that is what? If it is, as it is maximization case, 0 into S1 plus, there is also surplus. For surplus also the coefficient is 0 into S2. And now there are two artificial variables as well. So when it is artificial variable, the coefficient in objective function is minus m. So minus m into A1 minus m into A2. So this is how you will be representing your given LPP model into simplex form. This is just your first step. So these rules are very, very important. Okay, I didn't keep it in your PPT, but even though I'll share, again, I'll add this particular slide and keep it for you. I mean to say this particular table. Is it clear to you all girls? So these rules you need to remember at any cost. Again, I'm repeating, if it is less than symbol, we add slack. If it is greater than, we subtract surplus and add artificial variable. If it is equal to symbol, we just add artificial variable. And the coefficients of them in the maximization function will be in this way: 0 into S1, 0 into S2, minus m into A1 and minus m into A2. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? Okay. So now I'll just share you the simplex algorithm. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is the simplex algorithm with which we start, solving your. This is the basic algorithm, girls. No need to be prepared with this algorithm. When we are doing the problem, you will be getting it in practice only, the flow. Okay. But the rules, like the rules and regulations, are very, very important in this perspective. So the main point, if you see, this is the third point. We work for what is CJ, what is ZJ, I'll tell you while we are solving it. Okay, we work for CJ and ZJ. This is very, very important calculation in the simplex table, as well as when you go to this particular thing, this calculation is also very, very important. No need to remember the formula, no need to by heart it. I'll explain you in what best easy way. Now, obviously in OR, what did we study? We learned that there must be an optimal solution. So there is a case if Cj minus Zj is less than or equal to 0 under maximization case, then the solution is optimal. Okay, if Cj minus Zj is greater than or equal to 0 in minimization case, then the solution is optimal. So this is the algorithm. I'll share you this PPT when I'm done with the unit, because I'll keep on adding the slides, no? So that is the reason I didn't share you immediately. Let it be completed, then I'll share you. Okay, so this is the algorithm which we will be using. So if I go to the next slide. Okay, now see your first question. Your first question directly, it is, if it is required, I'll show you some calculations. Okay, so now this is the question, girls. They gave us maximization of, the given problem is maximization case. It is your first problem according to the material. So maximization of z is equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 plus 4x3, and subjective constraints equations are given. So less than, and less than. So now I'm converting this particular given LPP problem into the simplex form. So what did I tell you? Okay, what did I tell you? First, maximization, you can just do it at the end. First, you need to convert your subjective constraints equation. As we have less than, we need to just keep on adding slack. Okay, girls, as we have less than. So for the first equation, plus S1. All subjective constraint equations are having less than symbol only. Okay, so first equation, less than, so plus S1, second equation less than plus S2, third equation less than plus S3. So 3 slack variables are there. As per our previous rules, whatever I just stated, so 3x1 plus 5x2 plus 4x3 is 0 into S1 plus 0 into S2 plus 0 into S3 will be the maximization function. Now I will show you how to construct this particular table. Okay, how to construct this particular table. Girls, now I paused sharing screen. Now, can you see the board?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. I'll just stop it only better. Okay. Now, if you see again, I'll just write it on the board for your understanding as it is the first problem. Z is equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 plus 4x3. Till here, I'm just keeping as it is. So first, I'm converting subjective constraint equation plus 3x2 plus S1 is equal to 8. 2x2 plus 5x3 plus S2 is equal to 10. 3x1 plus 4x3 plus s3 is equal to 15. So this is, so when I am just adding this, then I complete my objective function statement by adding those slacks or surplus or artificial variable, whatever is there in the question, then we will start working on it. Now I will show you, these will be the headers, girls. Okay, what are they? I'll just explain. x1, x2, x3, x3, s1, s2, s3, b and b by a. Okay, first what are we doing? We are just writing the coefficients. Okay, the coefficients of all the equations. Now take the first equation. Listen carefully, girls. Any doubt, you please immediately stop me and ask. Okay, so now take the first equation. The coefficient of first equations you are supposed to write. First, for x1 the coefficient is 2. For x2 the coefficient is 3. There is no x3 variable, so 0. For s1 it is 1. S2 there is no variable. S3 there is no variable. B represents the constant, which is 8. Understood, girls? How did we write? Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now go to the second equation, write the coefficients. For second equation, the coefficient of x1 we don't have, so 0. x2 it is 2. x3 it is 5. s1 0. s2 1. s3 0. And b, the constant is 10. Now third equation, x1 it is 3. x2 2. x3 4. s1 0. s2 0. s3 1. And the coefficient, the base is 10. Now what are this? B stands for basis. This small b stands for constant and capital B stands for basis. Bases are nothing but the new variables which are introduced in 3 equations. In the first equation it is s1. In the second equation s2. In the third equation s3. And what are CV means? The coefficient of this basis. The coefficients of these bases. Whenever C comes, girls, remember C represents the coefficients in the objective function or maximization or minimization function. So the coefficients of them are 0, 0, 0. Okay, B by A, I'll tell you when it will be coming. Now this matrix, how we constructed, is it clear to you all? Any doubt, please ask me how we got it.
Ma'am, once again, can you show one after doing the bottom?
Okay, now go with the first equation. Take the coefficients. So for the first equation, x1 coefficient is 2, x2 coefficient is 3. We don't have x3 in this first equation, so it is 0. s1 coefficient is 1. The remaining are zeros and the constant is 8. So same way you will be taking all the coefficients for the 3 equations. Now we need to fill this. This is nothing but basis. Basis is when we are converting into a simplex form, we are either adding a surplus, slack or artificial variable. So what are they? S1 from first equation, S2 from the second equation and S3 from the third equation. So the coefficients of them, C stands for coefficient of the objective function. Okay, so when it is C, the coefficients of these S1, S2, S3 in the objective function is 0, 0, 0. So that is what I wrote. Understood?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What is our next step? We will just write Cj. Okay, C again, you remember why I told you already, earlier also I just stated, C is nothing but coefficients from the objective function. We took the 3 equation coefficients, we left out the objective function. So take them. So 3, 5, 4, 0, 0 and 0. We don't have constant equal to B value, we don't have in the objective function. So this is how these are the Cj values. Understood? Understood, girls?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Yeah.
Can you please repeat?
Cj, which one from Cj?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Cj is not, C represents, blindly remembers, C represents coefficients of objective function. Okay, wherever C comes. So here also when C came, I took the coefficients from the objective function. Same way as row wise we are taking coefficients, and even column wise also we are supposed to take. So I just took represented with Cj because they are the, in simplex form we just represent it as Cj. So they are the universal rules. So when we are using Cj, the coefficients, the coefficient of x1 is 3, coefficient of x2 is 5, coefficient of x3 is 4, and you follow these are the headers, girls. So these are the headers. As per this header I am going. And S1 is 0, S2 is 0, S3 is 0. So this is how we got Cj values. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes,
there is
ma'am.
one more thing,
Yes, ma'am.
Zj. Okay. Zj is nothing but, listen carefully, Zj is nothing but 0 into 2 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 3. So it is 0. As all are girls, simple girls, multiply the coefficients with the respective variables. Now I multiplied Cb with x1, then it is Cb with x2, Cb with x3, Cb with s1, Cb with s2, and so on like that. As all the coefficients are zeros, there won't be any change. Zj will be all zeros. Did you get my point? Now if I take this particular column, 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0, 5 plus 0 into 4 gives you 0. When there is a number here, then there will be a change. Then it will be more clear. Now, as all these are zeros, when I'm multiplying anything with 0, all are 0. So Zj is all 0. Now, the next step is Cj minus Zj. So Cj minus Zj 3, 5, 4, 0, 0, and 0. Okay, now I'll just, this is the table which we got it. Now you can see this is the table which I just wrote, girls. Can you see the screen? I mean PPT. I mean my notes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I go back, okay, if I go back, I'll just show you. Now this is the case. This we need to check for the optimality. Now ours is a maximization case problem. Okay, so Cj minus Zj must all be less than or equal to 0. But when I am coming here, I mean to say when I go to my current scenario, all the values are greater than or equal to 0. Yes or no? Then obviously it is not optimal. So what are we supposed to do? We need to pick the maximum value. We need to pick the maximum value out of Cj minus Zj. Okay. And now again, I'll get back to your board. So all the values are greater than or equal to 0. Hence not optimal. Hence not optimal. So we will be picking the maximum value. Okay, of all these, we will be picking the maximum value, and I'll just, we have only 3 equations, girls. So that is how I rounded only 3 values. The values which are, the rest all are calculations which we did from our side. So this I am naming it, this particular column, I am naming it to be as A. We have A now here, we know what is B, but we don't know what is A. A is nothing but the maximum Ci minus Zj from, we picked this, that particular column is A. So it is 8 by 3 and 10 by 2 which is 5 and 15 by 2 which is 7.5. These all rules you will be it will be seen in your simplex algorithm, girls, how ma'am is applying these steps. You can just check. So see, so now if you see, if the maximum, if it is maximization case, select the key column with the largest positive Cj minus Zj value. So that is how we picked column 2, largest Cj minus Zj value. That is one thing. And select the key row. Okay. Then what are we supposed to do with that? We call that to be as A. And when we are naming that as A, we see I just named it as A. So from this, pick the smallest non-negative value. Now what are we supposed to do? Select the key row with the minimum non-negative. Just try to highlight, girls. If it is a negative value, we can't consider it. Smallest minimum non-negative value. So let us get back to the board. So now what I'm, out of these 3, obviously 8 by 3 is the smallest value. So this is the smallest non-negative, value which we picked. Now, what I call this, girls, this is nothing but key column and this is key row. This is key row. This is vertical one is key column. This element we try to call it as key element. The one which is the combination of key row and key column is nothing but key element. Till here, is the step clear to you all, girls? Any doubt in this particular table, please let me know.
No, ma'am.
Are you all clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now
Yes, ma'am.
I can share you the screen and I'll show you. Now we completed this particular table. I'm just telling you here also, I'm just showing you. This is key column and this is key row. Okay. And the common of key row and key column, we call it to be as key element, which is 3. Okay. Key element is 3. Then come to the next slide. I'm directly coming to this particular table, girls. Now, if I go back, instead of telling the algorithm, my next step as per algorithm is okay. So my next step as per algorithm is divide the key row with the key element. This is the new table, girls. Don't go with that key row key element. Now divide the entire key row. We have the entire key row, which is our first row. Divide the entire key row with the key element, which is 3. You want, we'll just go. So now if you see, identify the key element at the intersection of key row and key column. Divide all elements of the key row by key element to get a modified key row for the next simplex table. So that is what we are doing right now. So I'll keep this for you. I'm dividing 3 with the key element. So 2 by 3, 3 by 3, which is 1, 0 by 3, 0, 1 by 3. These small iterations are very, very complicated, girls. 0 by 3, 0, 0 by 3, 0, and B is 8 by 3. So this is how we got the first, you can see now, this is the first row we got after dividing it by 3. Okay. Okay, girls. So this is what even I'm also doing simultaneously. Girls, if the call ends, immediately rejoin. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Because we have only 7 minutes show. So this is how I got the new row with the help of previous key row and key element. Now, what am I supposed to do? There are some row operations which we are going to do. I'll show you how. Okay, now I'm just taking, I'll show you the screen again, girls, for you to understand. I'm in row 2. First, I'm just copying the data. 0, 2, 5. Girls, I'm just copying the old row values, row 2 values and row 3 values. You can see them. Girls, I just copied second row values and third row values in order to find out the new row values. Okay, so this is how.
Ma'am, board is not clear, ma'am. It is blur.
Let us see 2 minutes. Now.
Still it's blur, ma'am.
Now,
The upper part is still blurred, ma'am.
The numbers are not clear, ma'am.
okay.
The upper numbers are.
In recording, it is going on well. So let us see. Let me just continue. So now what did I do? I just copied the old row values, row 2 values and row 3 values, girls. That is my first step. Then I'm again, what I'm doing, I'm just picking that respective key column element. Now, if it is second row, the key column element is 2. Wherever my arrow is there, please check it out. The second element is 2. And as well as in my third row also, it is 2. Girls, if board is not visible, I'm directly showing you the calculations here. See what same way row 2 values which we just copied, which I did on the board. Yes or no? And my key column element of that particular column is 2. So see that key column element is 2. And these are the values of the new key row what we calculated. 2 by 3, 1, 0. Can you see them? 1 by 3, 0, 0 and 8 by 3. So first, what are we supposed to do? First, we need to copy the old row values minus that respective, the key column element, which is 2, into the new row values, what we just calculated from the previous key row. Are you getting my point, girls? Now I'll just go back to the algorithm. I'll show you the formula. Now, RA old. RA is nothing but now as per our condition, it is second row. RA new, first RA old. Okay, now I'll just take this one. RA old. So, okay, I something stupid formula I wrote. Okay, better I'll explain you the formula here. Okay, simple. I'll show you the formula. So now if you see first, again, I'm repeating the step, girls. First, what did we do? We took the old row values minus the key column element of that particular value, which is 2, into the new key row values, what we just calculated, 2 by 3, 1, 0, 1 by 3, 0. Same way for row 3 also, the old row values minus the key column element for that is also 2 into this respective values. So when we calculated, we are getting the new values. Already first row we found out. So second row values we are just calculating using this formula and we got them. And third row also we calculated and we got them. Again the same step. CJ will never change, girls, because objective function we are not going to change. ZJ, now you can see ZJ because the base. Okay, one important point I just missed out, girls. So now when what is this key element thing is, the S1 will be swapped with X2. Okay, girls, I mean to say when the interjunction of row and column what we identified replaces our basis with the key column value. So now S1 will be replaced with X2. Okay, so now if you see in our new row, instead of S1 there is X2 because the key element is the combination. So that is how our main aim in simplex algorithm is we need to remove S1, S2, S3 as we are progressing. Okay, girls. So that is how this interjunction for every simplex table makes us replace S1 with X2 and it proceeds so on. So now again CJ will be same. We did also ZJ. Now as we replaced obviously in basis in the main objective function, the coefficient, what is the coefficient of X2 in objective function is 5. So that is how here we wrote 5, S2 is 0 and S3 is 0. Now ZJ 5 into, see girls, 5 into 2 by 3, which is 10 by 3 plus 0 plus 0. So that is how only we got 10 by 3. So 5 into 1, 5. 5 into 0, 0. Okay. 5 into 1 by 3, 5 by 3. 5 into 0, 0. 5 into 0, 0. So that is how we got Cj and Zj. So when we calculate Cj minus Zj, again, there is a positive value. All values must be less than or equal to 0 if it is. Again, I'll go back to this algorithm. If it is maximization case, all values must be less than or equal to 0. But as per our current matrix, it is not less than or equal to 0. One value is positive. So immediately highlight that, and this again becomes the key column into which we call it to be as A. So infinity, just ignore. Girls, whenever there is an infinity, we need to ignore. When we also have a negative value also, we need to ignore. So now 14 by 3 divided. Okay, let us continue, girls. So now again Cj minus Zj, I was telling Zj. 5 into 2 by 3, 10 by 3, 5 into 1, all this, and we got Cj minus Zj. All the values are not less than or equal to. So there is one positive value which we called it to be as A, column A, key column, which I call it to be as key column, and I name the key column as A. So after this, we got the smallest value. In these B by A, we need to pick the lowest value. So when we are picking the lowest value, we got the key row to be as the second row. Okay, now when the combination of key row and key column, what? Now S2 will be replaced with X3 in the new thing. Now again, girls, you see the row operations, how I did as I explained earlier. First, we will go with this. In order to get this new row, what we'll do, we'll divide the key row with the key element. We divide the key row with the key element. The key element is 5. We divide the entire second row with the key element in order to form the new second row. So now if you see, you can see this, girls. This is the row which we got by dividing the entire key row. Minus 4 by 3 divided by is nothing but minus 4 by 15. So 0 by 5 is 0 and 5 by 5 is 1. You can see this 0 and 1. And minus 2 by 3 divided by 5 gives us minus 2 by 15, which we got it here. And 1 divided by 5 gives us 1 by 5. And 0 divided by 5 gives us 0. And 14 by 3 divided by 5 gives us 14 by 15. So this is how we got this particular row. So this row is very, very important. So first, what are we supposed to do? Take the old, for the other two rows, take the old row. 2 by 3, 1, 0, 1 by 3, 0, 0, 8 by 3, minus that respective key column element is 0. So for this, it is 0. There is no change. The row minus 0, minus 0, minus 0, I just wrote it, see. So this will be the new row values, which will be the same. For row 3, I copy the old row values. Okay, 5 by 3, 0, 4, minus 2 by 3, all these old row values you need to copy. That respective key column element is 4 into the new key row values. The new values are these values, whatever we have already. So these values, when we substitute them, okay, when we substitute them, we got it to be as, this is how we constructed the new matrix. So again, the process is same. Cj will remains the same. Now the only swap what happened is S2 is being replaced with X3. Why? S2 is being replaced with X3 because it is the combination of key row and key column. So the constants will change now. So now how the Zj will be modified, you can check. 5 2s are 10 by 3 plus minus, as plus no, but here we have minus sign, minus 16 by 15. When we substitute, we got it to be as 30. The third one is 0 plus 0 into 41 by 15. So it is, so we got it to be as this. So 5 into 1 plus 4 into 0 plus 0 into 0 gives us 5. So 5 into 0 plus 4 into 1 plus 0 into 0 gives us 4. I'm speaking about Zj values. Okay. So 5 into 1 by 3 plus 4 into minus 2 by 15 gives us 17 by 15. plus 0 into, okay. So 5 into 0 plus 4 into 1 by 5 plus 0 into minus 4 by 5 gives us 4 by 5. So 5 into 0 plus 4 into 0 plus 0 into 1 gives us 0. Now using this Cj minus Zj, again we have a positive value as one positive value. So directly we can pick that. If it are multiple positive values, we need to pick the maximum positive value, girls. Again pick it. Key column we will identify which is to be as A, and using that key column divide B by A. So negative value, you can see I just striked it off. It is not considered. Again, from the two positive values, pick the lowest value. So thus that will be your key row. Okay, key row, and we got key element. Now you can see S3 will be replaced with X1 in the new values. S3 will be replaced with X1. So this 41 by 15 is the key element. So divide the key row with the key element in order to find out the new row. So now 41 by 15 divided by 41 by 15, 1. 0 by 41 by 15, 0. 0 by 41 by 15, 0. Minus 2 by 15 divided by 41 by 15 gives us minus 2 by 41. So, okay, minus 4 by 5 divided by 41 by 15 gives us minus 12 by 41. And 1 divided by 41 by 15 gives you 15 by 41. So, and 89 by 15 divided by 41 by 15 gives you 89 by 41. So, this is how you found out the new row. Okay, so again using the row operations, copy the old row values minus that respective key column element is 2 by 3, and the new, just now whatever calculated row values, okay, we just took them and we got the new row values. So copy that first row. Same way, second row values, copy the second row values minus the key column element is minus 4 by 15. When you substitute and find out, you will get the new values. So Cj, Zj, now you can see 5 zeros are 0 plus 4 zeros are 0 plus 3 into 1, 3. So we get Zj value as 3. So 5 into 1 plus 4 into 0 plus 3 into 0, you'll get it as 5. 5 into 0 plus 4 into 1 plus 3 into 0, you'll get it as 4. So same way, when you multiply and add them, you will get it as 41 by 15, 24 by 41, all this. So check Cj minus Zj, all values are less than or equal to 0, hence optimal. Okay, girls. Now, when you see these B, whatever I highlighted, no, these B values are nothing but X2 is equal to 50 by 41. X3 is equal to wherever, whatever you will be getting under B will be actually your X1, X2 and X3 values, girls. So X2 is 50 by 41, X3 is 62 by 41 and X1 is 89 by 41. Okay, so you can see I wrote here X1 is 89 by 41. These are all from the B column values, girls. So when I substitute in our main objective function, you got the maximum Z value as 765 by 41. So this is your optimal solution. Is it clear, girls? Doubts? It is very complicated problem. So that is the reason I didn't teach you all earlier. Any doubt, girls?
No, ma'am.
Are you all in class?
No.
Girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I know it is very confusing. What you do? You try to see the notes what I shared you and try by yourselves, keeping the algorithm with yourself. Try the first problem. We will see any doubts still. We will let you know. Again, I'll not work out second problem today only. We will again, that is the reason I said board is not at all sufficient for me. I need row values, old matrix and new table also. 4 on the same board. Our main classroom board is only not sufficient for this kind of problems. Okay, so